In a small, busy town where the streets buzzed with life and the air was filled with the calls of merchants and the clatter of carts, lived a man named Amir. He was not rich, his home was small, his pockets often empty, but his heart was honest and his hands were tireless. Every morning, before the sun even touched the rooftops, Amir would gather his colorful fabrics, shiny trinkets, and vibrant pots, carrying them through the crowded streets to the bustling market. Day after day, he worked tirelessly, yet the rewards were scarce. The coins he earned barely covered a simple meal for his family, let alone the little comforts of life. Often, fatigue weighed on his shoulders, and doubt whispered in his ear. When night fell and the town grew quiet under a blanket of darkness, Amir would sit by his window, staring at the stars that shimmered high above. He wondered if his life would ever change, if his dreams would ever find their way into reality. Deep in his heart, a flicker of hope lingered, fragile yet persistent, like a tiny candle fighting the dark. One cold morning, as Amir walked through the crowded streets to the market, his eyes caught a small, fragile shape on the ground. A little pigeon lay there, its wing bent awkwardly, trembling in the chill. The bird could not fly, yet it looked up at him with wide, trusting eyes, as if asking for help. A sudden ache gripped Amir's heart. He bent down slowly, careful not to scare the delicate creature, and gently lifted it into his hands. Its tiny heartbeat seemed to echo his own, a fragile rhythm, full of life, yet in need of care. Without hesitation, Amir took the pigeon home. He made a small bed, warmed it with his hands, and cleaned its injured wing with tender care. In that quiet moment, a bond was formed. He named the pigeon Nur, meaning light, for in its small, fragile presence, Amir felt a new glow in his weary heart, a spark of hope he hadn't felt in years.
Days passed, and Amir tended to Noir with unwavering care. Each morning, he fed the little pigeon, spoke to it softly, and watched as it stretched its wings with small, hopeful movements. Slowly, the bird began to heal. In caring for Noir, something began to awaken in Amir as well. He discovered joy in simple moments, the gentle coo of the bird, the way it fluttered with effort, the tiny victories that life offered quietly, if one only noticed. His heart grew kinder and his spirit stronger. Amir realized that even small acts of compassion could carry great meaning. Just as he nurtured the wounded wings of the little pigeon, he began to nurture a hope inside himself, fragile but persistent, whispering that life could still hold light even in the darkest moments.
One evening, as the sun dipped low and painted the town in golden light, Amir sat outside his home when he heard a soft, familiar flap of wings. Noir had flown again. The little pigeon landed gently on his shoulder, and in that moment, Amir felt a surge of hope and courage fill his heart. With newfound strength, he returned to the market the next day. This time, he sold his goods with confidence, a warm smile on his face, and people began to notice not just the colors of his merchandise, but the honesty and kindness with which he treated every customer. Slowly, his business began to grow. Then, one day, a rich merchant arrived in town. He admired Amir's vibrant wares and his respectful, sincere nature. He offered Amir a chance to work with him in the city, a world full of new opportunities. Amir hesitated, afraid to leave the life he knew. But Noir's wings reminded him, to soar, one must be brave, and to grow, one must take the leap.
Amir accepted the offer and moved to the city, carrying with him the lessons of patience, kindness, and hope he had learned from Noir. The work was hard, the days long, but he remained honest and faithful to his heart. Slowly, his efforts bore fruit, and Amir became a successful merchant, known not only for his wares, but for the warmth and integrity he brought into every interaction. Years later, he returned to his small town, wiser and at peace. Looking up, he saw Noir soaring freely in the sky, a living symbol of hope, courage, and healing. Amir understood that life would always present challenges. Yet with kindness, courage, and faith, even the darkest times could be overcome. The story of Amir and Noir reminds us that even the smallest acts of care, the tiniest sparks of hope, and the courage to never give up can transform not only our lives, but the lives of others. And sometimes it is the broken wings we heal that teach us to fly again.